Hello, East Longmeadow, and welcome to our first edition of WhatsUP and ELPS for the 2017 to 2018 school year. I'm Natalie Rathbun.
And I'm Allie Santinello. We begin with some highlights from Meadowbrook School's recent open house, an event that welcomes hundreds of parents, grandparents, and siblings into student classrooms to meet teachers, administrators, and each other. Principal Lisa Dakin attributes the turnout to support from parents for a learning environment that welcomes family engagement through the school's PTO, field trips, and events.
Yeah, we really try to foster a learning community here, but we also try to make sure that parents feel welcome. Our PTO does so many incredible things for our staff and for the children here. We have a lot of evening and family events. Teachers have parent volunteers come in. We have enrichment programs where we're always asking for parent help. We have field trips as well. So we really are invested in partnering with parents in all of the students' education.
With over 570 students enrolled, Principal Dakin says open house has to be split over 2 nights to accommodate everyone.
We actually split and stagger our open house to 2 separate nights, Monday night and Wednesday evening. And we have to do this because of the incredible support that we have from families, and we possibly could not fit all of the families in the parking lot or in the school at one setting, so we have to split it. This is year 6 for me here at Meadowbrook School, and this never gets old. We know that at 6:30, once we open up those doors, you get out of the way.
In addition to visiting their children's classroom teachers, parents checked out Mrs. O's library and museum and browsed the PTO's fall book fair. Book Fair Coordinator Melissa Welch says the proceeds support an array of enrichment programs and student activities.
During the day, students come in with their teachers and they get to choose a book that they want and purchase it here. And in the evenings, families can come and take advantage of the book fair, and all of the profits go to the Meadowbrook PTO to help fund things like other evening events and field trips and supplies that the teachers might need. And so it's a great event to be a part of.
Next, we go to Mountain View and the high school, where Willie Ross students found some cool ways to recognize Deaf Awareness Week. At Mountain View, deaf students teamed up with hearing students in the Willie Ross classroom for a familiar science activity billed as Partners in Slime. At the high school, Willie Ross students typically focus on learning about the role deaf individuals have had in the American culture. This year, they wanted to take awareness of those contributions to the whole high school community.
This year we decided we wanted to include ELHS a little bit more, kind of like open up the minds, broaden their horizons about deafness. And Deaf Awareness Week is a good week to do it. They helped make little bookmarks, and it had the ASL alphabet on the pictures on the bookmark, and we distributed them to the different staff in the classrooms. And then we also passed them out the Deaf Awareness Week wristband. And then the kids, we also put posters in the building, different deaf events, deaf topics, different famous deaf people, the baseball player or the football huddle, many things that are related to deaf history and inventions that we wanted to share with the hearing people here in the school. We wanted to share the information to know about deafness and deaf culture. I think a lot of people always do that. That's cool, that they always make that sign, which is okay, but they don't really understand what it means. It's a powerful example. It's a powerful symbol to know what I love you means. To know I love you. But why this hand shape? Why this particular sign? So this is the sign for I, myself, I. This is the actual letter L, which means, to represent love. And then Y, this is the hand shape for Y, for you. So it's a kind of a combined all three together. The I, the L, and then the Y combined make the hand shape for I love you. There's the Y. It's very simple, and it's beautifully simple. I think people have been enjoying it. I hope so. I'm happy that it's a very positive image, the deaf culture here that we're sharing with East Longmeadow.
Thank you.
Also at Mountain View, here's a look at one group of Mountain View girls who are literally on the run. No, not from Mrs. Santinello. These girls are participating in a program operating in schools throughout the nation that encourages health, well-being, and positivity through running, called Girls on the Run. Coach Anne-Marie Jagodowski explains what Girls on the Run is and what it strives to accomplish.
Girls on the Run is a national running program designed for girls grades 3 through 5, and we work on character development and self-esteem.
Activities besides running include exercises in positivity. For example, learning how to reframe negative comments into positive ones.
So think about how you flip your negative into a positive self-talk, and that will give you an idea.
I'm really bad at singing, and I'm ruining all the songs in my class.
Star Hut!
I think I'll practice really hard to try to get better at singing, and I'll help my class, and we'll all sing beautifully.
Excellent. Cha-cha-cha!
My favorite part of Girls on the Run is watching girls develop into a more confident girl and runner.
Now to Mapleshade, where we take a look at some very cool ways that students are extending and sharing their learning with others through technology.
Yeah, there you go. You can go to, that's okay, no. Anyway, what Con did was he took a screencast.
In Mr. W's class, home to the Mapleshade Tech Club, students are learning how to create video portfolios of their work. A process that begins, believe it or not, with good organization skills.
All kinds of wonderful things we've been doing in the classroom. For example, using iMovie to capture what we've been doing in class.
In a few more weeks, these students will be producing features and news stories each week that will be showing on future episodes of WhatsUp. Meanwhile, teachers and students are using media technology in new ways to share what's happening in the classroom with parents. Class Dojo and Blooms are two apps that tap into the power of social media to give an entirely new framework to the age-old question, what'd you do in school today?
In today's activity, you'll experiment with making waves in a rope.
John Wiedersheim says the response from parents has been overwhelmingly positive. More importantly, he says, students become agents in a more interactive kind of learning that engages the broader community.
Students are thrilled to be able to go home and show their parents what they're doing and be able to open up a file and show their edits from their story and how they started from one idea and how they got to the final product. So, and then they can share their story with grandparents or with other friends and family. So it really extends out to the community where everybody's involved in the students' learning and they're able to participate in the students' learning as well.
At the high school recently, students and staff came together to celebrate an anniversary.
That's the day that Andrew was diagnosed with leukemia 4 years ago. So we have always felt that people gave us a tremendous amount of support throughout his treatment and throughout his illness, that we kind of wanted to change how we view about the day, because for us it's always been a rather sad event because it had such an impact on our lives. So we thought if we could do something to change the way we look at it, we'd love to do that.
ELHS English teacher Julie Stark says the idea came from Andrew himself.
So we asked Andrew what he wanted to do for people and what we could do to say thank you. And he said, well, what if we could just be nice? So that was the premise for Andrew's Day of Support, was just a day for people to do nice things for other people.
In addition to doing things to support each other around the school, the Bay State Blood Donation Program conducted a blood drive, which saw lots of participation from ELHS students.
I'll do this. I'm donating. Where's mine?
The blood drive is probably one of the causes that as a family we champion the most because of Andrew's illness. He needed more blood transfusions, actually platelet transfusions, than probably the average cancer patient, since his cancer was in his blood.
Students also reached outside to others with acts of kindness. Outside
of Miss Norden's room, you can see definitions for kindness hanging outside of my room. I know that Mr. Phelan, his classes, wrote letters to super siblings for the siblings of cancer patients. And every day I find out something different that someone did on that day to support our vision for doing small things with great love.
That will do it for this edition of What's Up in ELPS. I'm Natalie Rathbun.
And I'm Allie Santinello. See you next time.